So this is a circular pitch. So these two we are considering parallel to the axis of the gear. See here I am drawing the lines parallel to the axis of the gear. Okay, and the distance between these two faces, similar faces, is known as a circular pitch. It is denoted by PC, P suffix C. Okay, and it is having the same usual meaning what we practiced in the previous case. PC is equal to what we practice. PC is equal to pi m. Otherwise, PC equal pi d by t. Okay, now normal pitch. Normal pitch is nothing but it is the distance between the similar faces of the adjacent teeth along the helix. See here, it is denoting here. This is the one face of the teeth. This is the another face of the teeth. So the distance between these two teeth is referred as a normal pitch. So P suffix n is the note denoting with the for the normal pitch. Okay. So the relation between the normal pitch and circular pitch is given here. Pn is equal to P cos alpha, Pc cos alpha. So where Pc is the circular pitch have the two equations remembered above, pi m and pi d by t. Okay. Now here in previous spur gear we studied about the pressure angle. Pressure angle is nothing but it is the angle between the common normal and common tangent line. In same manner here also pressure angle is there, that pressure angle here giving the name as a normal pressure angle pi n. So the relation between the pressure angle and normal pressure angle, the equation I am writing here, it is not appearing here. So the relation between the normal pressure angle tan pi n equal tan pi into cos alpha. So this relation will help to calculate any one of the unknown value, maybe pi n, maybe pi value, maybe cos value, alpha value. Okay. Face width. If you observe in previous case, design of spur gear, every time the face value is given in terms of module. Face width is the 10 times of the module. Face width is the 4 times of the module, 7 times of the module. That face width particularly is going to mention in the problem in design of spur gear. But coming to the helical gear, the face width is not going to mention in the problem. We need to remember the equation. That equation here I am writing. So why here calculating separately face width here, because so please mute yourself. Is it appearing my screen now? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's appearing.
Somebody is making continuously noise. Please mute yourself, Babu. So face width. So in order to have a more than one pair of teeth in a contact, the tooth displacement or overlapping the tooth should be equal to the axial pitch. So axial pitch is nothing but PC. So that is overlapping. So why I am calling the overlap, because see here, when if we observe in the spur gear, always only one pair of teeth in a contact in spur gear. But coming to the helical gear, at a time more than one pair of teeth are going to in a mesh. So the reason is because the teeth are in having the inclined position. To achieve this condition, the overlap should be at least equal to the circular pitch. So circular pitch, by seeing this diagram, see here I am drawing here. This is a circular pitch. Okay. Now this is the alpha. So with this, tan alpha how much? Tan alpha equal PC by B. So PC with this equation, PC equal B into tan alpha. Now this is as the first equation. Now when normal load is acting on the gear teeth, normal load is acting on the gear teeth, you can observe here perpendicular to the gear teeth. So this normal load having the two components, one is the tangential component, one is the axial component. So by seeing this diagram, this triangle, the sin alpha is equal to how much? Sin alpha equal how much? Axial load by normal load. Okay. Now by seeing this triangle, another equation also we can have tan alpha equal WA by WT. Now with these two equations, what is WA? So WA equal normal load into sin alpha or else tangential load into tan alpha. So this is the second equation. So see here, from the equation 1, what we can observe, if alpha value increases, the PC value also going to increases and the overlaps also going to increases, nothing but number of teeth are going to in a mesh at a time. That is the meaning. Now in the same manner, if alpha increases here, the WA axial thrust is going to increases. So this axial thrust is not desirable for the design of helical gears. So it is going to, there is a chances are there for failuring of this helical gear. So if the value, when the value of WA is increases. So to overcome this failure, the statement is given, standard statement, the overlap should be the, otherwise axial pitch should be 15 times, nothing but 15% greater than the 15% the PC value. 1.15 equal B tan alpha. So which is now with this, face width of the single helical gear is 1.15 PC by tan alpha, where alpha is the helix angle, PC is the circular pitch, that is I am writing PC value here, maybe pi m or maybe pi d by t. Okay, so this equation is for the single helical gear. Now the face width also we can take, the standard proportions are given in the design of helical gear, that is 12.5 module to 20 module, otherwise another one 1.5 dp to 2 dp, not 20 dp, 2 dp. So the first one in terms of module, the second one in terms of diameter, pitch circle diameter, pinion diameter. Okay, so see here how many relations we have to calculating the face width. See, first equation is, I am writing separately here, the first equation is B equal 1.15 PC by tan alpha. This is the one equation we have to calculate B, and now B value we can also calculate with this relation, that is 12.5 module to 20 module. Another relation we have 1.5 dp diameter of pinion to 2 dp. These three relations we have to calculate the phase width. Okay, as per the requirement, as per the given data, whatever is there in the question, based on that we are going to select in these equations, empirical relations or proportions. Okay, so these are all for the single helical gear. If double helical gear is there, so double helical gear is nothing but one more gear is going to assemble here. These two consider as a one unit, and the teeth are going to made in this manner. So why the double helical gear going to manufactured? Because just now I said if alpha increases, axial thrust is going to increases. To overcome failure, the standard proportions is given 15% greater than the circular pitch. Okay, even though there is some losses are there. To overcome these losses, herringbone gear is going to prepare. So herringbone gear is nothing but double helical threads are going to teeth are going to manufactured. So the teeth are in a opposite direction. You can see on the screen. Okay. So with this, whatever the axial load acting on the gear teeth is going to eliminate it. Okay. So at this time, phase width, the phase width value is the relation. Remember 2.3 empirical relation 2.3 PC by tan alpha. Another equation for this one, that is 20 modules to 30 modules. So for the herringbone gear, remember Babu, herringbone gear having the two empirical relations, not empirical relation. One is the first one is the empirical relation, second one is the proportion. Okay. Now these two for the double helical gear, these three are the single helical gear. Remember Babu.
Sir, what is B is equal to 20 module by minus 30 module?
This is not minus. This is the proportions, means the limits are given.
Achha.
20 times, it is starting from the 20 times module to 30 times the module. You can select 20, you can select 21, you can select 22, 23, 24, 25, 20 up to the 30.
Okay.
Your
So,
wish.
name, sir, what should we call it?
Face width. Face width, this is the proportion for the face width of the herringbone gear.
Okay.
Now, equivalent number of teeth on the helical gear. So the equation, this one also we need to remember empirical relation. Equivalent number of teeth on the helical gear equal actual number of teeth on the gear by cos cube alpha, not cos alpha cube. Don't always people going to do the mistake. I am not writing cos alpha cube. This is wrong. Cos cube alpha. Okay. So T is the equivalent number of teeth on a helical gear, and T is the actual number of teeth on a helical gear. Alpha is the helix angle. Right. Now proportions for the helical gear. So these proportions at any cost you need to remember. These proportions are suggested by the American Gear Manufacturer Association. Okay. So for based on these proportions, the pressure angle is pi is the pressure angle 15 degrees to 25 degrees. Your wish, Babu, you can select the 15, you can select the 25, you can select the 18, 17, 16 up to 25, your wish, Babu. Okay. Now helix angle, alpha value is given 20 to 45 degrees, addendum value 0.8 module, not meter. This one, remember, this is the module and this is the maximum value. At addendum value 1 module, not meter. This is the module, 1 module. This is the minimum value. Minimum total depth is 1.8 module, minimum clearance 0.2 module. Okay, thickness of the tooth is 1.5708 module. So all values is given in terms of module. Once if you get the module value, you can easily calculate, you can easily find out the all these parameters. Okay. Now strength of the helical gear. The strength of the helical gear nothing but design procedure here. The design procedure same manner what we practice in the design of spur gear. So first one we calculated here WT value. WT is nothing but Levis equation, sigma W into B into PC into Y. Okay, so where sigma W is the permissible working stress, that is sigma naught into CV, where CV is the velocity factor. The CV has the 4 different values. I am writing on the screen. 6 by 6 plus V. Another equation 15 by 15 plus V, and 0.75 by 0.75 plus square root of V. Another one is 0.75 by 1 plus V, where again see here, where V is the pitch line velocity, that is pi dn by 60. Okay. Now, sir, you said these are all the equations for the CV. Which one we have to select while solving the problem? Your question. 4 equations we have. So among the 4 equations, which one we have to select for the solvation? So see here, pi dn by 60 is a common to all V, V, and V. So substitute the d value, n value in this equation. You will get the some value in meter per second. Okay. Now the first value we need to select when the velocity, pitch line velocity lies between 5 meter per second to 10 meter per second. It means if you calculate this pi dn by 60 value, some value you will get meter per second. If that meter per second lies between this range, so then you have to select this first value. Now the range for the second value is 10 meter per second to 15 meter per second. It means whatever the value pi dn by 60 you calculated, some value you will get meter per second. If this meter per second lies between these two values, then you select this one. Okay. Now the third one is the 15 to 20 meter per second. The last one is the for the non-metallic gates. The last one is the non-metallic. Non-metallic, if you find in the problem, blindly you can select this one. Okay. Okay, Babu. Now PC is nothing but circular pitch pi m. Now see here, Y is the Levis form factor. So Levis form factor, already you know the 3 equations are there. Okay. One equation I am writing 174 minus 0.91961 by T. So this equation we written in the previous design of spur gears, but this equation is modified in this helical gear. What is the modification here? Same notation, same we are writing, only the difference is instead of writing capital T, I am writing capital T suffix E. What is TE? Just now we discussed equivalent number of teeth on a helical gear. So equivalent number of teeth is T by cos cube alpha. Just now we discussed this one. Okay. Now whatever the answer you got by this product, substitute here, you will get this Y value. That is Levis form factor. So there is a slight modification. So that's the reason I am giving the notation like this, Levis form factor Y dash for the helical gear. Okay. Now this is the tangential load. Now same manner what we practice in the spur gear. So here also dynamic load acting and the helical gear. how much dynamic load is acting? Wt plus 21v, pitch line velocity v means bc cos square alpha plus Wt into cos alpha by 21v plus square root of bc cos square alpha plus Wt. So here also same equation. What is the difference? See, you can observe the difference. Here I am writing additionally cos square alpha. Here I am writing the cos alpha. Here I am writing cos square alpha. Only this is the difference. The rest of the equation is same manner in the what we practice in this per gear. Okay. Now second one, the third one, static load acting on the helical gear. So static load acting on the helical gear, how much? Sigma E into D into PC into Y dash. Okay, sigma E is the endurance limit, B is the phase width. So phase width, what is the phase width value? Just now we calculated 1.15 PC by tan alpha for the single helical gear, 2.3 PC by tan alpha for the double helical gear. These two relations, remember one. So PC is the phi m form factor. Okay. Now third one, this is the third one, and wear load. So wear load, how much? dp bqk. Same equation I am writing. Additional I am writing for the helical gear cos square alpha. Okay, this is the same equation. Only additionally what I am doing cos square alpha. Why I am writing every time cos square alpha? Because the teeth are having the helical. Helical angle is additionally generating in the helical gear. So that reason continuously I am writing the alpha, cos square alpha, tan alpha, cos square alpha. Okay, where K is the load stress factor. For this also we have one relations. I forget, sorry. Endurance shear stress square into sine pi n. Pi n is nothing but normal pressure angle by 1.4 into 1 by EP plus 1 by EG. Okay, so this is the design procedure for the helical gear. What is the time? 3:14. Okay. Regarding this today's topic, do you have any doubts? You can ask Babu. So with this we completed the design procedure, and tomorrow we will go into some numericals on this topic. Someone on the